一见到我们并不会沮丧，想不在眼中，不见仔细微弱。一见到将来我们的志向，心不在眼头，心里也不受过错。哦，我在跨越漂流的尽头，就是你爱的快乐。
Today on our special feature segment, we shall be having an exclusive interview with Shulamite Njideka Muoka, one of the few exceptional Nigerians who have joined the exclusive list of Nigerians that can speak the Chinese language fluently. Thanks for joining us. May we meet you, please?
My name is Shulamite Njideka Muoka. My Chinese name is Shumona.
What does Shumona mean?
Shu is a popular Chinese surname and Mona means dream. So I teach both Nigerians and foreign speakers. Foreign speakers who want to learn English, Nigerians who want to learn any of the foreign languages. Currently, I specialize in teaching Chinese to both children and adults, online and physically.
That's impressive. Now, how did you get in touch with the Chinese people?
Well, here in Nigeria, there are so many Chinese people. However, I used to have some colleagues who speak Chinese, and I like the way they talk. So I asked them once, please, can I learn this language? And they said yes. So they got me in touch with the China Cultural Center in Nigeria, that's in Abuja, and we started the classes online. But I had to go there to register, and that was when I really saw a Chinese person for the first time. I got to talk to her, and I liked the way she received me, so I made up my mind to learn.
So you learned from the Chinese Cultural Center?
Yes, the China Cultural Center.
Okay. Now, when did you start learning the Chinese language, and how long did it take you to learn?
My first class was January 11, 2020. That was the first time I ever learned Chinese. But before that, I knew I wanted to learn Chinese, so I started learning online, watching videos on YouTube, but it wasn't really satisfying. That first day when I was in class, I felt like, okay, I'm learning now. So I've been learning for 2 years straight.
Let me go back a bit. What aroused your curiosity in learning the language?
Really, I just like the way my friends spoke. I didn't even know the language was going to be challenging or difficult or anything. I just liked the way they spoke, and I wanted to be part of their conversation at first. My second reason for learning was when I got in touch with Chinese poetry, because I like poetry. I decided that, I want to do something like this. That was my second reason for learning.
Okay, that's impressive. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how will you describe your level of mastery of the Chinese language? Let's put you on the spot now.
To be honest, I wouldn't say I'm poor and I wouldn't say I'm too good. So let me just give myself an average 5 to 10.
Okay, that's really very, very impressive when it comes to the Chinese language. Now, when you started learning this language, can you briefly tell us the reaction that you got from maybe your parents, your family members, when they discovered that you have picked interest in learning Chinese language?
My immediate elder sister said, wow, another language, just because I speak French. My parents were like, what are you going to do with Chinese? But eventually they started supporting me because they just realized that I was probably gifted in languages and I was doing great, so they supported me.
That's good to know. Okay, now let's put you on the spot as well. For you to sing few Chinese songs, if you know any, or for you to give us like a poetic line of using Chinese language. Either a poetry, a song, or just maybe a rhyme using the Chinese language.
Okay. Normally, I like the song the song When We Walked by Soda Green. In Chinese, it's Soda. That's the name of the artist. And the song is Dawome Ichito, meaning When We Walked Together. So I will try to sing the song. Okay?
Let's have it.
风来的在远方，白月光缓缓穿过，是多么的路口，心却还远方。当我们一起走过这些山路的时候，我觉得的是继续下一个梦。你知道，我们并不会沮丧。身不在远方，不见自己微弱。你知道，将来我们都倾向。身不在远方，心里也不想过错。我在旷野漂流，漂流的尽头，就是你爱的快乐，你眼底的温柔，也为我保留新的寄托。
That's impressive. This can really pass for an award in Beijing. Now, can you just interpret the meaning of the song, the lyrics?
Okay, so the song is talking about the difficulties that young people could face, and well, at some point in the song, he said, if a dream that you have fails, you should just move on to the next one. So we don't have to dwell on maybe dreams that we cannot achieve at the moment. Once something is achievable, you move. So that's what the song is talking about. And it's like we've walked, we've gotten to the wilderness and tears, the difficulties, hard times, not even having love. However, we've walked through all of them.
Yes, the interpretation is even very, very, very good to know. That's good. Have you been able to test one or two Chinese cuisines?
Apart from the normal Chinese rice, none yet. But I would like to taste their seafood.
Okay. Now, how has the learning of the Chinese language changed your understanding or your perception of the Chinese people?
Chinese, well, is a language of sounds, tones, and a lot of proverbs. Sometimes a word could mean a lot of different things that come from a lot of places. So because of that, it gets to tell you that, okay, this is the kind of culture that these people have. Learning Chinese language has made me to want to interact with Chinese. In fact, at some point I found myself wanting to go to China, seriously, so that I can get to know more about their culture, their meals, their tea, and their poetry.
Talking about going to China, if you have not been to China before, do you have plans going to China?
Yes, I do. I would like to go.
Okay. If you go to China peradventure, what are you going to be most interested in when you get to China?
The environment, their culture, and their lifestyle.
Okay. Now, you are not married apparently.
No, I'm not.
Okay. It means you are not ruling out the possibility of also having a Chinese partner. Still in the cards, right?
I can't get my tongue.
Okay, that's good. Now, let's go for that. You in your introduction, you told us that you are a tutor. You also teach Chinese. Now, this brings me to my next question. Now, how has the learning of Chinese brought any personal change to you?
Well, yes, like I said, it has changed my perception of Chinese, but on a personal level, I have been able to try to write a piece or two in Chinese. But please don't ask me about it.
So how is that going?
Well, it went well. I shared one on Instagram, even though I'm not a very social media friendly person, but I just shared one and I shared it with my teacher and he was like, this is really good. So it has made me to want to write, it's made me to want to learn songs in Chinese. Like I can watch movies in Chinese now, probably without subtitles, even if I have to slow down or to speak, but I understand what they're saying basically. I would like to read any Chinese character I see, no matter where, on someone's clothing, on a book, on a product, in textbooks, anything. It has just made me so curious about, and I always try my hands around anything I see that concerns China and Chinese.
So in the nearest future, you see yourself writing maybe a textbook in Chinese? For your
Well,
students?
maybe not a textbook, but story books and poetry books.
Okay, that's good.
Then, to the rest of Nigerians, I said, Chinese is not bad. If you want to learn Chinese, you can go to the China Cultural Center. You will learn about their language, that's the Chinese language, Hanyu, Chinese characters, that's Hanzi, their Chinese culture, that's Zhongguo Wenhua. So, that's it.
Thank you for speaking with us.